All right, well, it's been a while since we had a video on this 94 Mustang GT Convertible, and as you can probably tell, it's had some changes, definitely for the better. So one of the things that drove me crazy about this car is somebody who had it had lowered it to the point where hitting just little bumps, you could hear it scraping, and it was really a pain to get in and out of and all that stuff. And I just thought it looked horrible. I know, at some point somebody thought that looked good, and maybe people do, some people do, but I can't stand it. So I took this to a local mechanic that I trust, and he put the stock springs on it. I ordered some American Muscle bullet wheels and tires, and he did all that for me, and it looks terrific like this, and it rides a lot better. So major improvement there. Few other things. Let me get a up close of this wheel and tire. I really like these, and I got a really good deal on them. I think all four of them, mounted, balanced, shipped, was about $900, which is not bad. The other wheels, the gold wheels, I'll get those back and I'll try to sell them. But I wasn't able to see the rotors before, and so I also asked him to just go ahead and, hey, look at the brakes. Like, all I knew is that they stopped the car, but I didn't know the condition. And since he had the wheels and tires off, that was good as time as any to look. He said they were brand new. They look brand new. And I also noticed that the rotors here are those ones that don't rust on the surface. And I looked those up, and I believe that those are about $500 just for the rotors for all four wheels. And that doesn't even count the brakes. So like I had said before, somebody loved this car at some point and spent some serious money on it. And that's all better for me. So there's that. And then he also went ahead and fixed that little rocker panel or kick panel, or I don't even know what that thing is called, but this piece right here, he was able to get some of the little pegs through again, and it's not perfect, but it'll work. It's got a little gap there, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'm not really trying to make this car perfect anyways. And it had a rattle, and I thought the rattle, when you drove it, was coming out of the trunk. I thought it was just the spare tire wasn't in there good, and the cover over it was loose. And while he had it up on the lift, he noticed one of the hangers was starting to fall off for the exhaust. So he just tightened that up, and that fixed that. Let me see what else. Nothing really else on the interior, other than I did pull out that little clock that they put on the dash because it wasn't working. And I think it's in the back seat, but I have a little cover for it, just a little $10 cover for it. Just kind of, I don't care about the clock, and I'm not going to fix it, and it doesn't even matter. So the only other thing that I have to do to this car that I'm definitely going to do, I just need to make a trip to the auto parts store and spend a couple hours. I need to replace the thermostat. The engine doesn't warm up. At least it takes forever to do, and I know it's stuck open just from past experience with other cars. So it looks like a real easy job to replace it. It's just a couple bolts and remove a couple hoses and catch the antifreeze and replace the thermostat. No big deal. The other thing, there's one other thing. I did go ahead and order some transmission anti-shudder, because it does shudder a little bit. It's just an aged transmission. And my independent guy looked at it, and he said, hey, I wouldn't do anything about it right now. You might just want to try some of the shudder, and if it's just a cruiser and you're not trying to get a bunch of performance out of it, just basically drive it like this as long as you can and don't even worry about it. So hopefully that shudder will help it, anti-shudder stuff will help it out a little bit, but if not, I mean, it's serviceable right now as it is. So there probably won't be much of an update on this one for a while, unless I put that anti-shudder stuff in and it actually fixes it. Then I'll be excited and probably do another video and maybe include that one in with the thermostat. But other than that, this car has been a complete win. really happy that I got it. I was able to sell my BMW and just make this kind of a daily driver. So that's it for now.